Tom Cruise, the man who defies death for a living. But even Maverick himself looked a little pale when he strapped into an F1 car.
It's not as good off-road as it is on the track.
He actually wanted to star in a film so that he could drive an F1 car. But there was no need. Red Bull gave him his chance. On August 15th, 2012, Red Bull let Tom Cruise drive an F1 car. But not just that, they let him do this. Yeah, Tom Cruise is a madman. Tom Cruise arrived and met former F1 driver David Coulthard, who raced in Formula One from 1994 to 2008. He was there to give Tom a little advice.
You just cover it. The thing will idle at about 60. I would just literally be having like a millimetre of throttle. When you jump in there, before you move, we'll just sort of say, right, feel the throttle, lean against it. Because the idle of the engine is about 6,000 RPM.
Tom then got suited up and was good to go. Tom had a great start. He even increased his lap time by 11 seconds on his second lap. This doesn't mean Tom Cruise doesn't make mistakes. Anyways, besides that, this is what David Coulthard had to say about Tom's driving.
For the amount of laps he actually did, it was remarkable how quickly he got up to speed. Yeah, I've got no doubt, and I'm not being kind here, but I've got no doubt if he really wanted to put some serious time into driving those types of cars, you know, with a few days of proper running, he could be running some really good times.
Tom even got unique skills like this.
Now do a roll. Here we go. Pull her up.
Let's go.
Flip it over. Back on the collective and back up again.
Nice.
Okay, now do a loop. Okay, up, over, back down again.
That's enough of Tom Cruise. Let's look at another great actor that just recently drove an F1 car. Brad Pitt. Yes, the guy who just recently starred in the F1 movie. Brad was fortunate enough that McLaren trusted him to let him drive no other than Lando Norris' F1 car. Brad Pitt was 59 at this time, driving an F1 car. You got to respect it. This isn't anything to what Brad is used to. This is what the lead tester of McLaren's team had to say.
So higher cornering speeds, higher end of straight speeds, more physical forces through his body. So through the high speed, his neck will probably start to feel a little bit more. So
before Brad Pitt got started, they wanted to make sure he got a look and feel of what the track felt like before he hopped straight in. He took time with Lando Norris in the McLaren supercar. Of course, if you got time with Lando Norris, you better take advantage.
One gear down here, one gear down, hard on the throttle, and then back to the right.
Are you another downshift here?
One more downshift here.
And what about here? Two down?
I think just one down again.
Lando was also teasing Brad a bit.
What speeds are you hitting here? Like 220?
Like now we're going to hit 170 when you hit almost 200. Yeah, 200 meter board.
Oh my God. I'm shocked this could do that. But ooh, that's loose.
Stay tuned if you want to see how Mr. Beast did this. Back to Lewis Hamilton and the fine lady Kendall. Before they took a spin, Kendall got to meet Tommy Hilfiger himself, also a lot of important people in the F1 Academy. But okay, now the man, the myth, the legend of YouTube, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast was invited to the Formula E Championship, where he was decked out in a custom race suit covered in his logo. This one's going to be short. As soon as he took off on just his very first lap, things seemed to be going smoothly. He was following the safety car when, yeah, on the very first lap. I mean, he just barely hit the wall and he was in good spirits and thought he handled it well. This is what people at Formula One had to say about the crash. Seems like they got their clip's worth out of it. Ah, cold tires, of course. He just needed a little better preparation. Anyways, moving on from the king of YouTube. What happens when the fastest man on earth gets taken on a spin then? No other than Lewis Hamilton. He should be used to the speed, right? I guess it's just a different type of speed. Lewis had Usain Bolt on his toes. He was even teasing him a bit.
I need to get this traction control.
No, don't turn it off! Don't turn it off!
You turn it off
Keep the
properly.
traction on, bro!
That man Usain Bolt is a character. Look what happens when you give Lewis a sports car and he turns off traction control.
Traction control's up, bro.
Just two guys having a blast.
He's trying to kill me! He tried to kill me!
Bro.
Yeah!
Yo, bro, you dead?
No, I'm not dead.
Little did Usain Bolt know, this moment prepared Usain Bolt to do his own driving in a Formula E car. Just years later, on January 12, 2024, in Mexico City, Formula E gave Usain Bolt the privilege to drive a Formula E car. At first, Usain Bolt wasn't feeling it. He just had to get eased into it. So they took him on a spin on the track so he could know what he's getting himself into. All those smiles that he had with Lewis Hamilton came back. Midway through the track, they wanted Usain Bolt to get a feel for the electric safety car. He loved the instant power in the electric safety car. Enough practice. It's time for him to hop in the Formula E car and see how he performs. It may not look fast or sound fast, but those Formula E cars go 0-60 in 2.8 seconds and can reach a speed of 200 miles per hour. Pretty quick if you ask me. He was doing a good job with the pace of the safety car, not like we saw earlier in the video. Usain Bolt had his fun. Yeah, these madman let him do a 0-100 in the Formula E car. First try went as expected. That didn't scare the fastest man in the world.
So he went for it again. Now that's how it's supposed to go. Now enough with this cheater of a human. Have you ever thought how you would perform in a Formula 1 fan? Well, YouTuber Driver51 reached 1 million subscribers and accomplishing that amazing milestone. He celebrated by giving back to one of those million subscribers by giving them the opportunity to drive a F1 car. Ricky was the lucky fan that got chosen. He got flown out from New York to Poole Ricardo, France. But before his dream of driving AF1 became true, he had to prove himself in AF4 car.
Trying to learn it. He's now got to go and prove himself in the F4 car, right? These guys from Alpine are the ones who make the decision on whether they let these drivers into their precious Formula 1 car. And so if Ricky's not driving the F4 car properly, it definitely isn't a given that he'll get to drive the F1 car.
You can see why one can be nervous, especially with one of your dreams at stake. Otherwise, it's time for him to hop in the F4 car to prove himself. He didn't stall. Great start, Ricardo. You can tell he's very excited. He's driving with good speed, making the safety car get pushed the max. This is what Scott Mansell had to say about his driving.
You're doing a great job. I mean, you know, there's only so fast we can go in a road car. I was going as fast as I could go in that, and you look like you were handling it perfectly.
You seemed like you were about to slip a few times.
Yeah, we were, yeah.
That's all good and fun, but now it's time for the real test, where the data engineers will be looking at his data to see if it makes sense for him to get into the F1 car. Ricky's confidence was peaking as he hoped in the F4 car. He was feeling good, but this didn't last too long. He took off the same as last time, doing great on the track.
Ricky was building up pace steadily, feeling where the limit was and where he could carry more speed. He was carrying more speed through the fast corners and being braver on the brakes. It was all looking very good.
But this didn't last too long. Ricky was approaching the most dangerous part of the track when the silence was real. Ricky knew what was at stake. He may not be able to drive the F1 car just because of this mistake, but he was also the fastest person on track. Surprisingly, so this gave the Alpine team just enough trust to let him take no, other than Kimi Räikkönen, F1 car that he used in 2012. But Ricky still had doubts that they were going to trust him. This is how they let him know he was going to be able to drive the F1 Beauty. Exciting, huh? Just imagine if that was you. It's time for him to make his dream come true. That's the sound of a man who just scratched something off his bucket list. The first lap, he was being safe and taking it slow. But man oh man, when he got comfortable and knew it was his last lap, he started looking like a pro. Now that's how you take advantage of your opportunities. Even after all the mistakes, Ricky still manages to have a good day. Now maybe one day I'll be able to give back to one of you guys, so hit that subscribe button if you stayed all the way, and comment on one thing you liked about the video.